The loneliest millionaire on the internet. Who's this?
The first rule of being an A-list streamer is brutal, but simple. Once you turn the camera on, you never get to turn it off. To the world, he's XQC, one of the most watched, highest paid
XQC. Samalama dumalama, you some yama human, what I gotta do, you're a superhuman, ricochet enough of me, like I said, enough elevator, making elevator music. Oh, his too mainstream.
Personalities on the planet.
XQC is the biggest streamer on Twitch.
The fame, the 9-figure deals, the constant roar of 40,000 likes.
$100 million deal? The fuck?
And viewers.
From
the outside, it looks like the ultimate success story. But that is not the
bro pulling up with Will Smith
story you're about to see. This story is much darker. Because sometimes you get everything you ever wanted, just to lose everything that ever mattered.
What did he lose that ever mattered?
Nothing. You're not the victim here.
No, every story about a downfall starts somewhere. And
W added, and not that he had a downfall, because the guy's fucking stacking. He's stacking up money, bro. What you mean? All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it. I'm judging way too early in the video.
For XQC, it started at the top. Felix Lengyel was a professional gamer turned full-time streamer. Online, he went by XQC. And by
okay, so this story is just trying to understand it. He was a gamer, and then he became professional at gaming, which led him to win, the competitions, and then which gave him the name and how am I gonna say it? It gave him relevance to the audience, and then he started streaming, and then he used all of that audience that he had and that relevance that he had to leverage himself, on Twitch, Kick, I think, and then on YouTube as well. And he just started posting clips everywhere, and then he started going crazy because he had such a crazy, insane personality, a persona. And then next thing you know, 5-6 years later, he blew up, and now he's a multimillionaire.
Early 2018, he'd already built a massive following. Over 200,000 people followed him on Twitch, and every night, thousands tuned in just to watch the madness unfold.
Nobody will take my virginity ever.
XQC was the definition of an internet troll. He talked weird, said whatever popped into his head. And yeah, he wasn't exactly the cleanest guy around, but that's not really the point, because he could make quite literally anything entertaining. Back then, the magic
he was the definition of a troll. He is to this day.
Was in his reaction.
Doesn't even care about anything, bro.
It really didn't matter what happened. Dying in game, getting stream sniped, some annoying TTS donation. He'd explode, lose his mind, and somehow make it hilarious. But over time, the chat started catching on. They realized that the more they pushed him, the better content got. So it kind of became this game. Who could piss him off the most? Who could get the biggest reaction? Every week, the stunts got worse, and what started as harmless trolling was slowly turning into something meaner. The line between the stream and real life was starting to blur. And
damn, what happened?
In about 2 seconds, someone was about to take it too far.
Oh, the swatting calls, I think. Or get swatted.
I'm coming out. Yes. What? Hands up.
Bro, the thing is, how do they even find the guy's address? Like, does he leak it somewhere, then somebody calls and then does the fake thing? And also, if say you're the police department, so you're faking it. You're threatening. You're saying like, oh, this guy is doing some shit, and that's why he's getting swatted, right? For example, and then like, okay, you're putting the guy at danger. But then how about the guy that calls the police, and then or the person who calls the police, and then he's getting you in trouble for doing something and for saying something that's not real? Was not supposed like for this person to have a consequence for that as well, because he's doing some fake shit. He's calling the police. He's on the line. He's taking the line from somebody who could actually be going through something real just to do some prank shit, and he's involving police with it. And how does nothing happen with the guy that does the phone call, but just with the streamer itself? That's my question. I don't know what y'all think. I don't know. I'm just asking a genuine question because I don't know how the thing works.
For the first time in his life, Felix found himself staring down the barrels of a few standard issue LAPD Glocks. A viewer from his stream had found his home address and called the police, reporting a violent threat.
That's the thing I'm saying. This was all fake. the person who calls, they have access to the number of the person who calls and give you the phone. The person who's doing that, they should take accountability for what they're doing too, because what they're doing could also be considered a crime. Is it not, or am I wrong? I don't know. My opinion, I think they should take legal actions towards the person who's calling, because they're putting the streamer's life at danger.
This is known as swatting. It's an internet prank that's gotten people killed before. And for Felix, this was the moment that changed everything.
He had 3 guns at me. What the?
He realized that being live meant being exposed, that anyone with a grudge or a twisted sense of humor could reach through the screen and make his real life collapse in seconds. So he started closing doors. No more personal details, no leaks, no risks. His addresses, his circle, and even what he said on stream, all of it got locked down. From that point forward, XQC was split in two. There was the version everyone knew, the chaotic, high-energy streamer who seemed to live entirely online.
I just want to play the game!
And then there was the other side.
The cost for happiness is ridiculous. Anything I do that furthers me or gets me in a place that is in the dark, that isn't as dark as usually is, I get major pushback from every angle. I posted that I was moving to Vegas for a while yesterday to escape it all. Do you see the response?
One he kept completely off camera. That's where this story gets interesting, because what the internet thought they were watching wasn't real life. It was a reflection stitched together from a million half-truths. What was actually happening behind the scenes is a whole different story. With Felix's address being leaked online, he realized he needed to move. He left his apartment and moved in temporarily with the girl he had met just a few months ago. Her name was Sammy, a fellow streamer in the Overwatch community, better known as Adept. With
He moved in with a streamer?
new setup in a new apartment, Felix once again went live.
It's, what time is it? 10? I think it's on the go again.
And from the outside, nothing looked wrong. If anything, it looked better than usual.
Is this working, boys, or what?
He was streaming more than ever, laughing more than ever, making more money than ever.
Does that look like a shark?
Every month, the numbers continued to climb. The chat was bigger, the clips were everywhere, and Twitch was basically becoming his playground. Eventually, Felix found a new place, something more permanent, and Adept moved in with him. Online, they insisted they were just roommates, but whenever they were on stream together, they didn't exactly look like just roommates.
Fix these right up. Oh my god, you really did.
It was kind of sweet. Two streamers building a life off of the same madness. They'd joke on stream, sometimes argue a little, but the infinitely parasocial chat would eat it up. It felt like a look into his real life. And maybe that's why nobody thought twice when things seemed off. If he changed rooms, it was just a new setup. If he ended the stream early, chat blamed the bad sleep schedule. Little things you only notice when you already know how the story ends. From 2020 to 2022, it was the golden run. XQC became Twitch's poster boy. He was the single most watched streamer for 3 years in a row. He'd go
3 years in a row. God damn it.
live for 10 hours a day, grinding some random game or reacting to whatever was trending. Then go to sleep, wake up, and do it again the next day. On the surface, XQC was living the perfect life. He had the fame, the dream car, the $1 million mansion.
Bro, this is so insane, dog. I just keep thinking about this shit. I think that shit never fails to amaze me.
And the cherry on top of it all, Felix and Sammy finally told their fans what everyone already knew. They were dating. Everyone watching thought, damn, XQC's living the dream. And for a while, maybe he was. But
He still is, bro.
in reality, everything was falling apart. To understand why everything went wrong, we
Nah. He might have gotten into some problems, but nah.
need to rewind all the way back to 2018. After moving in with Adept, the swattings didn't just magically go away. Somehow, within weeks, his address kept getting leaked online, and once it was out there,
How did it get leaked? Like what do you do? Is it because you're sharing your screen and then you have your IP leaked? Like if you go live stream, is there a way to code some shit that it leaks your address to the location where the place is being streamed? Like how do you even go about it? How do you protect yourself from it?
it was only a matter of time before the police showed up at his door.
Dude, actually get me the out of here, man. I'm so f***ing done with all of it, man. Holy shit. Y'all get the out of here, dude.
He needs to move to a different country.
I'm about to, man. I don't want to live anymore. Retarded.
Felix learned fast. After those first incidents, he made sure it never happened live again. No cameras, no chat reactions, nothing for the trolls to feed on.
We'll be on the move for a little bit, but it'll be fine. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. It's whatever.
But every time he thought he'd found a safe spot, something would slip. One day he'd be streaming from one place, and the next, somewhere completely different.
I'll find a way to get my stuff somewhere I can keep it safe. I'll find a way.
Sometimes he'd crash at a friend's house, or head back to Montreal to stay with his parents until he could find a new place. But none of it really felt safe.
Almost every day, the police came to our house with a full squad. I was genuinely scared that I was going to die.
Now, anyone near him, Sammy, friends, family, were in
Like I said, the person who calls, they should be held responsible for it. Because if y'all started treating the person who gives the calls all responsible for whatever the fuck is happening, then the calls would stop. Because the kids, most likely, these are like kids who are just bored and just want to fuck him up, or I don't know, maybe people who have no idea, like they have a brain rot, whatever, freaking empty brain or some shit like that, and then they think that it's all fun and games because nothing happened to them. But like, if you were to really like put consequences to their actions, I am sure this would all drop by 90%.
danger so
Maybe face a fine and pay something, go to jail for doing that. I don't know.
solely because he was there with them.
Just me being around people like endangers them. It's just kind of like unfair for others.
And the worst part, there wasn't really anything he could do about it. The more famous he got, the bigger the audience became, and the more dangerous that 1% of it became too.
I don't know what the is wrong with you guys. I don't know what the is wrong with you. Absolutely.
Yo, the same thing I think happened to Attica, right? Do y'all remember Attica? A lot of people don't talk about Attica these days, bro. But Attica, he got swatted a few times, if I'm not mistaken. Especially after he was crashing out. That was a long time ago, but I still remember it. Because I was more or less, like, following him back then. Damn. Crazy, man.
Degenerates.
Moving became routine. Every so often came a new house with a new setup, and each time it looked the same, a plain, empty bedroom.
I just thought, if I purchase a home and I'm the only person on the title, it's my home, I thought, what could possibly go wrong? And sometimes I realize, like, it just doesn't matter, dude. I can't have shit.
Whether he had an actual setup or not, he'd start streaming regardless. He simply wasn't going to let that 1% of viewers ruin it for the other 99. Over time, he would slowly but surely fill the space. Sometimes it was posters on the wall, or adding a bed, cool lights, or maybe some plants to the stream room. But it seemed like the minute it actually started to feel like a home, like someone actually lived there, the cycle restarted.
Okay, well, I guess we'll move again, and we'll start it again, and hopefully, and it's probably gonna blow up again.
After a while, you could see it wearing on him. The sleep deprivation, the junk food, the constant anxiety.
Hold on.
For a while, you could see it wearing on him. The sleep deprivation, the junk food.
Yo, all of that junk food, all that fast food. Damn, bro.
The constant anxiety. It all started to pile up. Somewhere in that blur of streams and relocations, the pressure began to break through.
XQC is, if you watch his content, renowned for being really, really bad at sleeping.
X has night terrors where he runs through the house screaming.
Felix started having night terrors. Real physical ones.
This morning, I was bloody. Yeah, I did have a fight, actually. Yeah.
Ow, that's crazy. When he wakes up to that, do you freak out, Adept? It doesn't scare you?
He'd wake up gasping, disoriented, sprinting across the room trying to escape something that wasn't there.
And so, oh my god.
I just wake up with no air,
What the fuck?
and I just run. Dude, there's like holes in the walls because of it. Dude, look, there's one above the bed. Look at that. Literally ran straight into the wall.
Whether he was with Adept or staying with friends, they would have to pull him out of it before he hurt himself. But sometimes he didn't wake up fast enough.
I woke up and I hurt myself in panic. That's all. So
What the fuck, dog?
I don't really know what happened, but it should be fine for now, though.
And even then, the very next day he was still alive. Because for Felix, stopping meant thinking. And thinking was worse.
In a way, when I go live, I have my own little sun or my little spotlight above my head, right? Recently, it's been like, spotlight goes off, and it's just darkness.
The cost of being a freaking famous millionaire streamer and have everything you've always dreamed of. Would you pay that price?
At one point, after years of this cycle, things got so bad that he started writing a will. He genuinely wasn't sure how much longer he'd last if things kept going the same way.
I had a bunch of bad thoughts. Things kept happening that were really bad and scary. I felt like I wasn't gonna live very long.
When he began going through what he had and figuring out where it should all go, it
So he was having like what, mental breakdowns and that kind of stuff?
naturally fell to his family. But one name wasn't there, Adep's. And when she found out, everything blew to Kingdom Come. This was the start of something that would turn into one of the most bizarre and public breakups the internet had ever seen.
After that, things just
Public breakups.
kind of like started like blowing the fuck up, you know?
When Adept found out she wasn't included in Felix's will, the tension between them began to boil over.
Why are you raising your tone?
Oh, she wasn't included? Okay.
Because no,
You're raising your
because it's
tone.
really annoying.
You're raising your
because you're
tone.
like, I'm tired of hiding behind this shit that you do every time.
Okay, can you understand that I always do this? And it's not
Oh
target.
God, here we go.
What started as a couple's argument slowly grew into something much bigger.
All of that in public live stream, by the way.
One that pulled in Felix's family and refused to fade.
Simi,
about.
you
I
called
did
my
not.
family psycho, crazy,
You did
conniving
that
ass
too.
crack. I
Went
blamed
against
myself.
our
You
agreements.
talked about it
You
for 3
went
hours,
against our
blaming
private
everybody else.
conversations. I can't do this with you anymore. You are not a victim
Okay,
here. You have
you're
never
not-
been
you're-
a victim
okay,
here.
okay.
I'm done speaking with
Okay,
you.
I'm done
You
as
are
well.
not a victim.
It's
Stop
okay.
victimizing
Okay,
yourself.
I'm sorry. This got too heavy. I'm sorry. Bye.
Over the next few months, things only got worse. Arguments kept resurfacing, and every attempt to fix things seemed to just make it worse.
God, you're so cringe.
Sorry. See? Classic. Just like before the stream, you say an argument or say your remark and you leave and then you're like,
What?
got him, dude. It's not how it works though.
Eventually, Felix felt like he was cornered, like he had to choose just one, family or Adept.
I was cornered into choosing between family and Sammy. And unfortunately what happened is that I kind of just chose family.
And that decision set off everything that came next.
Why are no other streamers talking about XQC divorce? Like how major it is. This ain't like some little thing. They're like, this is major. This is having an impact on him psychologically.
After a string of public arguments,
Damn, man. What the fuck?
intense on-stream moments, Adept took things a step further. She filed a claim saying this wasn't just a breakup. According to her, she and Felix were married under common law, which meant she was entitled to half of everything he owned.
Yee, baby. Yee, baby. She wants half of that. She wants half of that pie, baby. Let's go. Hey. Happy ending, bruh.
Within weeks, the dispute moved from live streams to courtrooms. In Texas, official filings started rolling in, and the court stepped in to stabilize the situation while it played out. Adept was granted exclusive use of Felix's BMW and Tesla. Felix, on the other hand, was suddenly restricted. No more luxury spending, no gambling, nothing beyond the essentials. They were barred from entering each other's homes, and more importantly,
Restraining order? Fuck.
forbidden from talking about any of it online. Essentially, a gag order. Once again, Felix was split in two, the version everyone thought they knew, and the one left behind when the camera turned off. But this time, the internet filled the void. Today, those court records are sealed, but back then, they were open to anyone who knew where to look. A few creators dug them up before they vanished behind closed doors, and with each new filing, the internet got another glimpse into the story Felix couldn't tell himself.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Oh no.
This is Stephen A. Sarch, a journalist who's written for outlets like
Stephen A. Sarch.
Business Insider and Rolling Stone. But more importantly, he was one of the first people to break this whole story.
The common law marriage itself always seemed really odd to me. Her only evidence behind the common law marriage was in 2020, they went to Canada and they told the TSA that they were married because that was the only way they were going to get in because of COVID protocols.
A common law marriage basically means you're married without the ceremony or license. There's just 3 requirements. You have to live together, tell people you're married, and both agree that you are. But miss one of those, and it doesn't count.
Felix has never publicly made any sort of statement that the common law marriage was in
Okay, so how long was they together for?
fact real.
I'm not
Maybe a year?
married!
I don't want to like bash Adept. I don't.
Like, for example, I would say if you live with somebody and you're dating and you're living together, that's pretty much being married. Like, even though it's not like on paper, y'all are kind of married. Like, not gonna lie to you. Not kind of. I would say y'all are married. Because, like, y'all sharing the same room, bro. The same like rooftop. Y'all are under the same rooftop.
I want to just like say she was grasping at straws.
It is hard to discuss this story without thinking ill of Adept, because if you just look at the court filings, it does seem fairly malicious.
Her whole document was all about, I need spousal support. Make them pay.
But,
So she wanted half of his money.
taking her opinion into account, it was clear that she felt that she kind of
She wanted $50 million from the $100 million deal.
built
Deesh, boy.
this guy up and kind of helped him reach the level that he reached.
Speaking of crazy deals, XQC, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, just took a 2-year deal, $100 million with Kick.
I just said that.
Wow.
Everyone,
She wants half of it.
when it came to XQC, was focused on the Kick deal.
What is going on?
$100 million.
This is a non-exclusive contract.
You know, just my personal opinion here, I feel like if you are with somebody that like this discussion is very debatable, but just like not to make it too far, I feel like if you are with somebody that you started from nothing with and y'all grew together and then for whatever reason y'all like split, then I think it's fair that y'all like kind of like 50 for each, right? Because y'all grew together. Y'all like started from nothing. Y'all helped each other grow up. That's one thing. And that's one context. The second context is you already like you met someone, but they already had their life before they met you. They already built their shit before they met you. And then you guys spend a few years together or whatever. But the person already had their life. And then now you want divorce and now you want to take half of that money. But you did not build that with this person, whether it's a man or a woman. Now I feel like this is a different context than if you were actually to start with, nothing with this person. So like, I don't know what y'all think, man. I don't know what y'all think. This is very, very debatable. Like there's so many things involved in here. But I don't know their situation. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess XQC already was kind of established as a streamer back then. I don't know if she started with him or did she? Let me know what y'all think. I'm not very aware of this story, so I don't know.
For 2 years, meaning XQC gets to have his cake, eat it too, and the baker.
It was and still is the biggest streaming deal social media has ever seen. Yet somehow it came right when XQC seemed to be at his lowest.
I understand that XQC can kind of feel slighted by all of this. Right. I was watching the Impulsive clip earlier, and clearly, this still kind of bothers him.
Felix, I gotta ask you this. Are you going to give all of your money to your ex-girlfriend?
Look at him laughing.
Oh, man.
Adept, the person who had been in his life for years, was now the person tearing it apart.
The deeper you are invested with somebody,
so like, did he build this shit with her? Did he start from nothing with her? Like, what's the situation? Because I need more information.
the deeper that you trust them, the harder betrayal will feel when it happens.
What started as a conversation about his will, about money, and what would happen if something went wrong, spiraled into something much bigger. And somewhere along the way, Felix lost someone that felt like home.
I wasn't the best boyfriend at times, but I don't think anybody deserves to feel that level of betrayal ever.
The fallout rolled straight into his family. Words were said, lines were crossed, and even months later, things still hadn't really healed. So he did what he always does when everything falls apart. He streamed, because his chat
Boy went back to work.
was the only thing that still felt familiar.
At the end of the day, all I want to do is go back to this. I don't want to spend time enjoying the thing that this comes with, right? The status or whatever. All that shit is like, it's just f***ing noise. It actually is. It's noise.
Sometimes he'd go live and talk in circles, half-coded
He's locked in.
rants about things that he couldn't say. You could tell he wanted to open up, he just couldn't. And the longer that went on, the lonelier it looked.
Money just changes people, man. And people say it's changed me. You wanna know why? You wanna do something about me? Everybody around me, that's all they cared about. It's just money shit. When everybody around me starts caring about it like so much, right? Then it annoys me. Because then there's me right here, everybody's next to me, and then everybody's looking past me to whatever I have. And it's like, okay, well, how do I get the focus back on me? I'll just burn it then. Like, that's kind of like logical conclusion almost. Sometimes it feels like I'd have none of the problems I have right now if it wasn't for that.
Over time, the streams got
Yeah, I feel like if you have money, there are problems that comes with it. You're never gonna be fully free from problems, But you gotta choose your heart. Like, what heart do you prefer? Do you prefer the heart of having money and then having to deal with all this shit, or the heart of being broke and not having anything and not having choices and being miserable and all this kind of shit. Like, it's just choose your heart. I don't know.
Shorter and less consistent, but the outbursts and the drama grew. It was like watching someone set fire to the parts of their life that still worked.
I didn't change for the longest time, and it felt like that's all people wanted. So yeah, I bought really dumb shit. I wasted money on the stupidest thing I could ever find. I would rather see that money go up in flames on useless than being given to people that's all they care about.
After months of filings, restrictions, and silence, it finally ended. The court dismissed the case. The claims were dropped. No more orders, no more waiting. For the first time in nearly a year, Felix could finally speak again.
The case was dismissed? What?
Just gave me the news that I was no longer in any significant legal battle, and it's all over. After months and months sitting in the dark, I actually had something or somebody tell me and validate that my brain was rooted in reality.
In the end, Felix never really escaped the chaos. He just stopped letting it define him. The cameras are still there. The chat still moves a mile a minute. But he's not hiding behind it anymore. When he goes live, it's not to fill the silence. It's because he actually wants to be there. The line between XQC and Felix will probably always exist. But for the first time, it doesn't feel like a mask. It feels more of like a balance.
He grew, bro. He grew.
He can log off, disappear for a while, and the world keeps spinning. The stream doesn't have to be his whole life anymore. And maybe that's the real win. Not the contracts, not the numbers, not the record-breaking deals, but finally being okay with just being.
Peace of mind. I always say that peace of mind is the ultimate prize. It's not money, it's not luxury, it's not even having a wife or a baby, which is, I think it's important, having a family, blah, 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 etc. The ultimate thing here, the ultimate prize is having peace of mind, because there's no point in you having millions of dollars if you freaking dying mentally fucked up.
Self.
Woo! Golf cart. W video, guys. What y'all think? What do y'all think, man? And I'm sorry for the over yapping. I gotta over yap because that's what I do in here. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Do you have more information? I don't know. I feel like he's got a nice story. He's pulling up hundreds of thousands of views. I think millions of views on YouTube. And yeah, the guy's a legend. That guy's a legend. And I know everybody makes fun of him because he speaks really fast. But I think English is not even his native language. I think he speaks French, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. But English is not even his native language, and he still completely kills it. So I do sympathize with him because English is also not my native language, so I understand the struggle. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm assuming I'm a human.